Hello, my lovely friends. Welcome to a brand new and exciting episode of our podcast. I'm Justin, and I'm so glad to have you here.
Hello, friends. I'm Elisa, and I can't wait to dive into today's topic. So, Justin, let me ask you this. If you had to name just one key ingredient for success, something that applies no matter what path someone takes, what would it be?
Oh, that's an interesting question. There are so many factors, but if I had to choose just one, I'd say it's discipline. Talent and motivation come and go, but discipline? That's what keeps you moving forward, even on the toughest days.
That's so true, Justin. I can totally relate. I've tried learning new skills many times. I begin with excitement and determination, but after a few days, I feel like I'm back where I started, kind of stuck in the same place.
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. It happens to almost everyone. In the beginning, we feel excited, but after a while, staying consistent becomes the real challenge.
You know, I always tell myself that I'll exercise every day for 30 minutes, but after a few days, I end up skipping it. It's like the enthusiasm fades, and I find it so hard to stay consistent.
Yeah, I get that. It's easy to make promises to ourselves, but life, distractions, or even our own mood can get in the way.
Before we dive into tips on self-discipline, let's take a look at the lives of some of the most successful people. Were they naturally disciplined, or did they have to work at it?
That's a great point, Alisa. Many successful people didn't just have discipline handed to them. They had to build it over time, just like anyone else.
For example, look at someone like Steve Jobs. He wasn't always disciplined in the beginning, but over time, he developed an incredible work ethic.
Exactly. Another great example is Elon Musk. His discipline wasn't something that came easily either. He was known to work 100-hour weeks in the early days of his ventures. It wasn't about luck, but about consistency and pushing through the hard moments.
So, Justin, if I ask you, what exactly is discipline?
Well, discipline is the ability to stay committed to something, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's about pushing yourself to take action, whether it's working on a goal, building a habit, or staying consistent despite challenges.
That makes so much sense. And if we look at history, we'll see that every man and woman who achieved something truly lasting and meaningful had to put in years of disciplined effort. They spent countless hours, often unnoticed, staying focused on their goals.
Exactly. Success isn't just about talent or luck. It's about putting in the work, day after day, even when no one is watching. People like Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and even historical figures like Thomas Edison spent years perfecting their craft. It's that long-term dedication that really makes a difference.
Yeah. And the good news is, discipline isn't something you're just born with. It's a skill you can develop. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. It's like a muscle. You train it. And over time, it becomes second nature.
Exactly. And the key is to start small. You don't have to be perfect from day one. One of the best ways to build discipline is to write down your goals on paper. When you put your goals in writing, they become more real and more tangible.
That's so true. In fact, studies show that 97% of adults go through life without clear, specific written goals. They have vague dreams, but nothing concrete to work toward.
Yeah, and that's like setting off on a road trip without a map. You might have a general idea of where you want to go, but without a clear road, you'll likely get lost or take way longer than necessary to reach your destination.
Exactly. If you're going on a long trip, you don't just jump in your car and start driving aimlessly. You plan your route carefully, check the road conditions, and make sure you have everything you need. The same goes for success. Having a clear plan makes the journey much smoother and more achievable.
And that brings us to the second key point. Practice prioritizing. It's so important to figure out what really matters and devote your time and energy to those things. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to get pulled in a million different directions.
You're spot on. Prioritizing helps you focus on the tasks that truly align with your goals. It's like decluttering your mental space. When you know what's most important, everything else seems to fall into place.
Exactly. Think about it this way. If you have 10 things on your to-do list, but only 3 are crucial for your success, you could spend hours on the less important tasks and end up feeling overwhelmed and unproductive.
Right. By prioritizing, you can tackle the most impactful tasks first. It's almost like putting on blinders to avoid those distractions. You gain clarity and can really hone in on what will move you forward.
The third tip for discipline is to always keep your why in mind. When you have a strong reason behind your goals, it becomes much easier to stay committed, even when things get tough.
That's so true. If you don't have a clear reason, it's easy to lose motivation. But when you remind yourself why you started in the first place, it gives you the strength to push through challenges.
Exactly. Imagine 2 people waking up early to exercise. One is just doing it because they feel like they should, while the other is training for a marathon or improving their health for their family. The second person is much more likely to stick with it because they have a deeper purpose.
That's a great example. And writing down your why can be really helpful. When you see your purpose in front of you every day, it reinforces your commitment.
That's a good idea. Some people even create a vision board with pictures and quotes that remind them of their goals. Visualizing success can make discipline feel more natural.
If you found the video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.